Moving over to those quarterbacks, and we'll start with the love list here. And who better to love right now, Jay, than C.J. Stroud? Love the player, love the matchup against Arizona.
Yep, best quarterback in the NFL from a clean pocket this year, and now he goes up against an Arizona team that doesn't really have a fearsome pass rush, so I would expect that C.J. Stroud, he will keep it rolling. He's going to hit a wall at some point to some degree, I think, when he plays like the Browns or the Jets later in the year, but not this week against the Cardinals.
He's had at least 30 pass attempts in 7 of 9 games this year. Quarterbacks with at least 30 pass attempts against the Cardinals average over 20 fantasy points per game. He's a top 5 quarterback play for me this week. I also love Tua Tagovailoa. We talked about this Dolphins offense earlier when we were talking about the running backs. Dolphins have the highest implied team total this week, and in home games, this game is in Miami, Tua averaging over 22 fantasy points per game. He's averaging 300 passing yards, 3 touchdowns in those games. Off the bye, ready to prove something. Tua goes off against the Raiders.
Final quarterback on the love list, Jay. Brock Purdy comes in as a top 10 play, QB9. He's got the Bucs. We talked about how that secondary has been in a slump for about 4 games now.
Yep, absolutely. As we mentioned, pass, funnel, drink defense in Tampa Bay. Brock Purdy seemed 100% right, 100% healthy. This might be the best throw he's ever made.
Especially in the
George
pocket.
Kittle streaking down the right sideline for a touchdown. So I think that Brock Purdy is all the way back and a hugely favorable matchup against Tampa Bay.
Some others receiving votes here, Matthew, as we get into the quarterback play. Sam Howell, Kyler Murray is back and looks like himself right away. And Jared Goff, he's got the Bears, so he sneaks in as QB12.
I have all 3 of these guys in QB12. Let's start with Goff, who's at home against the Bears. At home this season, he's averaging over 20 fantasy points per game. Only 2 teams in the NFL allow touchdown passes at a higher rate than Chicago. Goff should go off, especially given how well the running game is going. Kyler Murray, we talked about this. We so much like Stroud. Well, it stands to reason if that total is 48, they're both guys are going to go off. Over 30% of his pass attempts last week went for 15 or more air yards. Like they're chucking it deep, and you know the rushing is going to be there with Kyler Murray. And future Hall of Famer Sam Howell. Look, when I was talking in the preseason about future Hall of Famer Sam Howell, did I think he would get into the Hall of Fame? Of course, that's why he's named future Hall of Famer Sam Howell. Did I think he would lead the NFL in passing yards? Not in year 1. No. I knew I was smart. I didn't realize I was that smart. Since week 4, he's the 4th best quarterback in fantasy. He's playing the Giants, who allow the 5th most yards per pass attempt.
2 make the hate list this week, Jay. Baker Mayfield, he's got the Niners defense, and Trevor Lawrence against the Titans. Lawrence just has not been able to string together multiple touchdowns during the season.
He hasn't. Tough matchup for Baker Mayfield. That's self-explanatory. Trevor Lawrence just hasn't happened for him this year. Titans playing a little bit better than expected on defense too, but I think he might get right this week, Matthew.
First off about Baker Mayfield, did you know over the last month he's been the 6th best quarterback in fantasy? So I want to be like, why are you hating Baker Mayfield? Baker Mayfield's been a QB1 in 4 of the past 5 games that he's played. But yes, against San Francisco, you don't love that. And we talked about Trevor Lawrence yesterday. 1 or fewer touchdown passes in 7 of 9 games this year. Titans, by the way, since week 4, allowing under 13 fantasy points per game to opposing wide receivers. Both guys outside my top 15 in week 11.
We're going to break. When we're back, it's last call. Of course, we got best bets and a preview for you for Bengals, Ravens, Thursday Night Football right after this.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.